I'm Sheila Brummer with Siouxland Public Media News. The FAA is investigating a deadly plane crash that happened over the weekend in Monona County. It happened Saturday afternoon south of Ute, when a witness says a spray plane hit electrical lines. The pilot died. The Iowa National Guard is having trouble recruiting new people into the armed forces. Numbers for both the Air and Army National Guards are declining, according to WHO TV in Des Moines. The pandemic is partially to blame, including access to recruiting in schools. Recruiters are also finding there are fewer people willing and able to serve. An official with the Iowa National Guard says to try to boost recruitment, they have started offering a $20,000 signing bonus to new recruits. National party leaders will decide the fate of the Iowa Democratic caucuses after the November election. The Democratic National Committee's Rules and Bylaws Committee was to meet this week and recommend which 5 states should get to host the early voting contest in the next presidential election. Democrats from Iowa, 15 other states, and Puerto Rico are vying to host the opening voting in the party's next presidential nominating process. Iowa Democratic Chairperson Ross Wilburn says it's important for small rural states like Iowa to have a voice in picking the party's next nominee. Some national party leaders say Iowa lacks diversity and general election competitiveness that early voting states should have. The complexity of figuring out which Democratic candidate has won past Iowa caucuses is also an issue. Iowa Democrats have proposed dramatic changes to simplify their caucus process. The Republican National Committee has already decided the Iowa GOP caucuses will remain the first for 2024. Iowa State University will launch a new major this fall focusing on climate science. The Bachelor of Science degree will also allow students to choose their own focus. Chair of Geological and Atmospheric Sciences, Christy Franz, says it can prepare them for careers in everything from sustainable design planning to advising private industries like insurance. But all pathways will give students the knowledge to strategize against climate change.
The legitimacy of the science and observing it as well, just along with the rest of us, and really want to do something about it because it's their future. And so they want to be a part of the solution.
Franz says the coursework will consist of many classes within the university's Earth Science department. It will also integrate economic and communications courses. Owen Halverson is a junior at ISU who plans on studying climate science. He says he sees the degree as a means to address increased severe weather patterns.
This is one of the biggest, if not the biggest problem facing the world right now. And this is the way I see that I can be helpful to everyone else in the future.
There will be 6 areas of focus for study, ranging from climate policy to agriculture. A wildfire raging in the Nebraska Panhandle has led to evacuations and destroyed or damaged several homes just south of Gering. Fire and emergency management officials say the blaze, dubbed the Carter Canyon Fire, was reported on Saturday night and started as 2 separate fires in areas full of trees in the Cedar Canyon Wildlife Management Area and Carter Canyon Public Land. Officials say tinder dry conditions, rough terrain, and 20-mile-per-hour winds hampered efforts to control the fires, which merged over the weekend into one blaze. Officials say the fire has burned about 20 square miles and destroyed 3 homes and damaged several more in the Carter Canyon community that was evacuated yesterday. No injuries were immediately reported. Local news reports say lightning likely caused the fire. Only about 1/3 was contained as of earlier today. Firefighters on the scene say drought conditions helped fuel the flames. Officials say it could take another week to fully extinguish the fire. For Siouxland Public Media News, I'm Sheila Brummer. Thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of the afternoon.